Gaza, a land where peace is a luxury and conflict a constant companion. The region is no stranger to the harsh realities of strife. Daily life here is punctuated by the thunderous echo of artillery fire, the roar of fighter jets, and the ominous hum of drones. Amid the war, Iranian president has urged India to use all its capacities to end Israeli action in Gaza. Before we dive in details, please subscribe to the channel and stay always one step ahead to know all global important events happening around you. Give a thumbs up and share the video with your family and friends. Let's move on with the video. The people of Gaza, caught in the crossfire, endure conditions that are far from normalcy. Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi, during a call with Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday, urged India to use all its capacities to end the Israeli actions in Gaza. According to the Iranian account of the call, Raisi invoked India's historical struggles against Western colonialism and its role as a founding member of the Non-Aligned Movement, NAM. Today, India is expected to use all its capacities to end the Zionist crimes against the oppressed people of Gaza, the statement read. The Iranian president went on to express Tehran's support for any collaborative global efforts aimed at achieving an immediate ceasefire, ending the blockade, and providing assistance to the Gazans. The continuation of the killing of the Palestinian people has infuriated all the free nations of the world, and this killing will have extra-regional consequences, Raisi said as per the release. According to PMO, Modi held a telephonic conversation with Raisi, where he expressed deep concern at the terrorist incidents, violence, and loss of civilian lives, and reiterated India's long-standing and consistent position on the Israel-Palestine issue. Both the leaders emphasized on the need for preventing escalation, ensuring continued humanitarian aid and early restoration of peace and stability, the release said. Prime Minister Modi has been holding telephonic conversations with world leaders to discuss the situation in West Asia amid the Israel-Hamas conflict. Last week, PM Modi discussed the crisis with UAE President Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan and said they shared deep concerns over terrorism, the deteriorating security scenario, and the loss of civilian lives in the region. Had a good conversation with my brother HH at Mohammed bin Zayed, President of UAE, on the West Asia situation. We share deep concerns at the terrorism, deteriorating security situation, and loss of civilian lives, Modi said. We agree on the need for early resolution of the security and humanitarian situation, and that a durable regional peace, security, and stability is in everyone's interest, Modi added. The Israeli military launched an offensive on the Hamas-controlled Gaza Strip after the Islamist militants' surprise October 7th attacks on Israel, killing scores of civilians and taking hostages. More than 10,000 Palestinians, a majority of them women and children, have been killed in the retaliatory attacks by Israel, according to the Hamas-run Health Ministry in Gaza. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres on Monday said international humanitarian law, which demands the protection of civilians and infrastructure essential for their lives, is clearly being violated, and stressed that no party to an armed conflict is above these laws. He called for the immediate unconditional release of the hostages Hamas took from Israel to Gaza. India, a nation known for its diplomatic prowess, now finds itself in a delicate position. As we delve into the labyrinth of international relations, we find India straddling the fence between two nations, Iran and Israel. Both countries have profound significance to India, yet the current situation is akin to walking a tightrope. It's a delicate balance that India must maintain as it navigates the turbulent waters of diplomacy. Let's begin with Iran, a nation that shares deep historical and cultural ties with India. The two countries have cultivated a substantial economic relationship, primarily revolving around energy resources, given Iran's rich oil reserves. The cordial bond between the two nations is evident in Iran's call for India to utilize its diplomatic capacities to resolve the current crisis in Gaza. On the other side of the fence is Israel, a key strategic partner for India. Over the years, India and Israel have built a robust bilateral relationship, with Israel providing critical support in the fields of agriculture, water management, and most noticeably, defense technology. This bond is further cemented by shared democratic values and mutual interests. The complex dynamics of these relationships place India in a unique position. It's a diplomatic jigsaw puzzle that India must solve meticulously. Will India heed Iran's call and intervene, possibly straining its ties with Israel? Or will it choose to remain neutral, potentially disappointing its long-term ally, Iran. The stakes are high, and the world watches with bated breath as India decides its course of action. A decision that holds the potential to either mitigate the existing tensions or exacerbate them. India's diplomatic acumen is truly being put to the test. India's choice could either douse the flames or fan them further. Beyond diplomatic circles, the battleground tells a different story. A tale of power, might, and strategic maneuvers, where the language of diplomacy gives way to the thunderous roars of tanks and the piercing screech of rockets. This isn't just warfare for territory, but a showcase of military prowess. Tanks, those behemoths of the battlefield, rumble across the landscape, leaving trails of churned earth in their wake. They are the embodiment of raw power, a physical manifestation of the conflict that rages on. Then we have the rockets. Their trajectory draws a haunting arc in the sky, a blazing trail that ends in devastation. They are the long arm of warfare, reaching out to strike from afar, an unwelcome reminder of the conflict's reach. But warfare is not bound by the limits of the land. The skies, too, bear the burden of conflict. Helicopters hover, their blades slicing through the air, casting ominous shadows on the ground below. They are the eyes and ears of the battlefield, providing a bird's-eye view of the unfolding drama. And then, there are the aircrafts. Swift and sleek, they streak across the sky, their engines a deafening roar that drowns out all else. They are the swift sword of the conflict, striking swiftly and decisively, bringing the battle to the enemy's doorstep. But let's not forget the people, the civilians caught in the crossfire, their lives upturned by the sounds and sights of warfare, their homes turned into battlegrounds. The tanks, rockets, helicopters, and aircrafts that we speak of to them are harbingers of fear and destruction. The military might on display is a stark reminder of the cost of conflict, the price paid in the currency of human lives and suffering. The echoes of warfare reverberate, drowning the voices of diplomacy. The sound of conflict is deafening, drowning out the pleas for peace, the calls for calm. It is a reminder of the grim reality that despite the best efforts of diplomacy, the battleground continues to tell a different, more brutal story. Amidst the cacophony of conflict, the quest for peace persists. In a world often divided by lines of power, influence, and ideology, the pursuit of tranquility is a shared endeavor, uniting nations and organizations alike. The Gaza conflict, a complex and layered issue, has seen numerous attempts at resolution, each met with varying degrees of success and adversity. The United Nations, for instance, has been tireless in its efforts to broker peace. Through countless resolutions, humanitarian aid, and diplomatic interventions, it has striven to alleviate the suffering of the people and forge a path towards reconciliation. Yet the challenges are immense. The deeply entrenched positions of the conflicting parties, the geopolitical interests of powerful nations, and the ever-changing dynamics of the region all pose significant hurdles. Similarly, non-governmental organizations have also stepped into the fray, providing essential services and advocating for peaceful solutions. Doctors Without Borders, Save the Children, and Red Cross are just a few of the many organizations that have made invaluable contributions. Their work, while often underappreciated, continues to be a lifeline for those caught in the crossfire. Moreover, individual nations have not shied away from playing their part. Countries like Egypt and Qatar have often played mediator, offering their good offices to facilitate dialogues and negotiations. Their efforts, too, are a testament to the global yearning for peace. However, the road to peace is not a smooth one. It's filled with roadblocks and setbacks, moments of despair and disillusionment. Yet it is a road that must be tread, for the alternative is a continuation of suffering and strife. In the end, the hope for a peaceful Gaza remains, a beacon in the midst of chaos. It is this hope that drives the relentless pursuit of peace, fueling the efforts of nations, organizations, and individuals alike. It is a hope that, while often tested, remains unquenchable, a testament to the enduring human spirit that strives for a world free of conflict and full of harmony.